So hi guys, welcome back to our channel Sam the Narrator. We are up with another video, and in this video we'll be discussing about the various issues that a public administration or in the study of public administration one has to face. So earlier we have discussed about administration, now we'll be discussing about organization and management. Before we discuss about the nature and scope of administration, it is not only administration which is the prime thing for public administrators. It is the various organizations as well as their management. It is the organizations and the management which help in the proper and efficient administration of the one. Let's define an organization. An organization is a combination of necessary human beings. So over here, human beings, materials, tools, equipments, and working space. So when we think of an organization, it has to have materials, it has to have some human beings who will be working there, it has to have equipments which can be known as tools. We can say that equipments and tool can be said to be a synonym for each other. After that, the working space. An organization have to have an area where they work. It's not like although in the pandemic we are not considering any working space, but during the normal circumstances there is working space is needed for an organization to work efficiently and effectively. There must be effective correlation between the two, between the tools, between the human beings, the materials, and the working space. And what is the aim of the organization? To accomplish some desired objectives or objects. After that, management is that which leads, guides, and directs an organization for the accomplishment of predetermined objects. So over here we can say that the main focus is the predetermined objects, and how can we achieve those objects? Through guidance and directions of an organization. And these from where do we get the guidance and directions in an organization? It is through management that we get the guidance and directions. To put the above in simple terms, administration sets the goal. Fine. Okay, this is the most important thing. Most important. We can do this is most important. Fine, guys. So over here, administration sets the goal. Management strives to attain it. An organization is the machine of management for the attainment of the ends determined by the administration. Is that clear, guys? Now we'll be coming to the definition of public administration. We can say that public administration is a means to carry out policy decisions made by political executives. So, can anyone tell me who is a political executive? For India, it's the Modi government. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is the political executive. He makes various decisions, like there should be EWS, which is in a controversy right now, the economically weaker sections, and the NEET examinations. Have you heard about the NEET examinations and the reservation in that? If not, please refer to the news, and it's a very great topic. You need to brush up these topics for your competitive exams. Okay, let's back to our definitions of public administration. It is a means to carry out policy decisions made by political executives. So basically, public administration helps in making out or carrying out the policies which are being formulated. They are determined by the political executives, but they have to be functioned, they have to be brought in action. By whom? By the public administrators. They can't be brought in action by the political executives alone, because they need some kind of specialization and some kind of knowledge, which in general political executives lack. Okay. Public can be looked upon formally to mean government. Over here, in public administration, public means government. In formal sense, we can say it means government. Government in action, or a socio-economic and political administrative confluence. The focus especially being on public bureaucracy. What is public bureaucracy, guys? I hope you know when there is when we talk about SDM, TM, they are public bureaucrats. They listen to the public and then they behave in a certain way, or they enact in certain laws, certain welfare schemes, certain measures for the public. So in that sense, we refer to public bureaucracy or public bureaucrats. The application of policy of state through government. Public administration as the application of policy of state through its government. So public administration is nothing but the process or the organization which applies the policies of the government to the state. Is that clear, guys? This is the state, and the policies will be applied by whom? first the political executive will say him to apply, then this will go on to the political and public administrators, and they will ultimately apply to the state. Now we come back to the definition of Woodrow Wilson. Public administration is a detailed and systematic application of law. Every particular application of law is an act of administration. Yeah, we can say that administration and law are closely related to each other. Public administration, although is very much closely related as administration, public administration is a far-reaching body or a very enormous body. It needs to work on certain principles and guidelines. So these can be worked on. How can these be worked on? With basic guided principles. And what are these guided principles? These are law. Public administration. L.D. White said that public administration consists of all those operations having for their purpose the fulfillment or enforcement of public policy. Over here, what do we mean by public policy? It can be the welfare schemes or the... Sorry for the inconvenience, guys. Let's continue. So as we were discussing, L.D. White said that public administration consists of all those operations having for their purpose the fulfillment or enforcement of public policy. Over here, the key word is public policy, and the second one is fulfillment or enforcement. We can enforce the public policies like the various schemes of the government, like I was talking about, the Manrega, the Kaushal Vikas Yojana, and others. So now let's discuss about some of the major definitions. G.F. Fenner has said that administration consists of getting work done. So as we have discussed that there are mainly two types of administration. In public administration as well, there are two types of believers or thinkers. One believe that they have to get the job done, and one believe that they have to do the job. Fine. So in this, we'll differentiate about the staff and line agencies as well. But let's not dive deeper right now. Let's continue with the basics, right? And in the upcoming videos, we'll go dive deeper into the public administration. So administration consists of getting the work of government done by coordinating efforts. So what is the keyword again? Coordinating efforts. Of whom? Who can coordinate? Generally, the people coordinate among each other for an organization. And what do they coordinate for? To accomplish a set of tasks. Over here, the set of tasks can be to provide for social welfare, to provide for sanitation, to provide for schooling, to provide for others, amenities and all. Fine. So public administration is a broad-ranging and an amorphous combination of practice and theory. We have discussed a lot about practice and theory. There is a difference between practice and theory of public administration. We can say that while in police, there is a systematic procedure that is to be operated in. While there is a SHO, there is a station head officer. While in judiciary, there is a judge. Judge has to make all the recommendation, amendments, or give the decisions or resolve the disputes so as to provide for the welfare of and betterment of society. And it differs, and all these things, all these organizations differ in their way of practice and in the way of their theory. Now let's come to some of the important things. In this context, we can reflect the definition according to them, public administration. So when we recall all these definitions, then we get a certain sum or certain characteristics about what is public administration. So let's get started with that. Public administration is a cooperative group effort. Fine. So it is a group effort in a public setting. What is a public setting? Public setting is like a social organization, like a temple. Or let's not take a temple, let's take something like a school. School is a public organization which works for the public to provide them with education. After that, covers all three branches, that is executive, legislature and judiciary. And they have an interrelationship. Although our directive principles of the state policy in the constitution states that there should be less dependency upon the three, but when we look at the public administration, it seeks to establish an interrelationship between each other. It has an important role in formulation of public policy. What is a public policy? We can say public policies like what we can say public policies. Can you give me an example? Public policy will be very fine, very minutely distributed as the budget, the monsoon session and all the bills that are passed, like the laws. They all determine the public policy and what is the opinion of the public. We have studied about the pressure groups, and in that also public plays a very important role in pressure groups as well, and thus it is a part of political process. Although Political process is very tedious and very cumbersome, but it is related to public administration at large. The next one is it is closely associated with private groups and individuals. So it is ultimately the individuals who derive or determine what the government or the political parties or the public administration should do for their welfare, like for sanitation, water issues, and for other activities. Then it is a non-political public bureaucracy operating in a political system. Fine. So what does this mean? We can say that there is a political system for the government, but the public policy or the public administration works in a public bureaucrat, where there is the least influence, where there is the least influence of the public political system or the political system. In summary, we can say that there is the least influence of the political system in the public administration. Deals with the ends of the state, like what we can say, the foreign affairs, the administration of the districts, the sovereign will. What is the sovereign will? Sovereign will is the will of the people, the public interest and laws. It determines the various laws that are to be formed, that are to be accepted, enacted, and that are to be implemented. The other one is business side of government. So the politics is not the business doing side, that is the advertising side of the government or the political party. But this public administration is the business doing house. After that, it is concerned with policy. It executes the policies, and it is concerned with policy making. It formulates the policy on the advice and will of the political executives. It covers all the three branches as we have discussed above. It covers all the three branches. Now, after that, it provides a regulatory and service function. Whom does this public administration regulate? It basically regulates all the organs of the government. It even regulates the political executive. How does it regulate so? It regulates by conducting elections. Elections are conducted by political executives, and they regulate the legislature. And appointments are regulated by the judiciary, or it can be regulated by all the various organs of the government. It differs significantly from the public administration. We can say public administration and private administration, there is a lot of difference between both of them. How that so? Because public administration is a small scale, private administration is a small scale business, while public administration consists of a whole thing. Okay, and it is an interdisciplinary subject. How can we say it is an interdisciplinary subject in nature? Because it is different in theory and practice, and like social sciences, political science, economics and sociology, it has its own various theories.